I'm going to be breaking down the best ways to make money online video edition. The video platform I'm going to be talking about today is YouTube. I'm going to talk about the top 10 niches that you might want to think about doing if you want to have the highest CPM. Now, before we dive into that, I'm going to break down the difference between CPMs and RPM. CPM is cost per milli, or what advertisers pay for every 1,000 views. And RPM is revenue per milli, which is after YouTube's cut, but you also might get more money from advertisements that you might have, from subscriptions that people do, and super things that people might give you. So CPM, or again, cost per milli, is what advertisers will pay you for every 1,000 views that you might get on your YouTube video. So for example, let's say your CPM is $10 per 1,000 views. And let's say that your video gets 1 million views. You would take 1 million, divide that by 1,000. There's 1,000 thousands in 1 million. So you take 1,000, you multiply that by 10. That's gonna be your CPM for that video. That doesn't account for the cut that YouTube takes before they give you that money. So on average, YouTube keeps about 45% of that advertisement money that you get from your video. So you keep about 55%. So in that example I gave you, that one video with 1 million views and CPM with $10, that equals about $10,000 for that one video. But if you factor in the 45% that YouTube takes, you're only gonna be making about $5,500, which is still quite a lot of money for a video. Now, if you look at RPM, RPM is a better metric for creators because it already includes the cut that YouTube takes, the other types of things that you might get from the video, like again, memberships, super chats, subscriptions that people might give you. You might be selling some sort of program. That kind of is an all-inclusive term. Your RPM includes all of that. There is no real metric because it really depends on what those people give you, but you have to make sure to factor in those and if you want to really calculate your RPM correctly. I like to use CPM mostly because it kind of gives a baseline on what to expect, especially for the types of niches that you're thinking about doing. So I'm going to dive right into it. Number one of the highest paying niches on YouTube right now is how to make money online. Those types of videos usually have a really high CPM. It really depends on who the creator is and what kind of content they're creating. But if their topic is how to make money online, they're most likely going to have a really high CPM. On average, the CPM for these types of videos are about $13.52. So again, let's take that example of 1 million views. If you divide that by 1,000, again, that's 1,000. So if you take 1,000 and multiply that by $13.52, that's gonna equal about $13,520. But again, you do have to multiply that by 45% in order to figure out what your cut is after YouTube. That's still about $6,084 in money just alone on advertisements. Number two is digital marketing. For those of you who don't know what digital marketing is, it's basically companies or a person or a group of people that come together and find the best way to advertise a brand or a company. Digital marketing for McDonald's. They're gonna have ba-da-bum-bum-bum with that logo. They're gonna have a lot of people smiling. They're gonna have a lot of people enjoying their meal. That's the sole focus on digital marketing. They wanna get their name out there through all the types of social media, through all the types of attention that has to do with digital stuff. So people who create digital marketing videos, that's a really high paying niche on YouTube as well. You can expect about $12.52 with that type of niche. Now you might be thinking, what kind of digital marketing videos could I make? If you are into digital marketing, you could create a course on YouTube explaining how to do digital marketing. You could also create a video explaining in detail what digital marketing is or how to get your foot into that door of the digital marketing space. They can expect anywhere from $12.52 on average, depending on the type of video again and the content creator. So if you use that 1 million view example again, if you take 1,000 multiplied by $12.52, you're gonna get $12,520. But again, that's not factoring in YouTube's cut. So after you multiply that by YouTube's cut, which is 0.45, you're gonna be left over about $5,634, which again is a large amount of money for just a single video that you might create that has that specific niche. And number three is personal finance or investments. You can look anywhere from a median of about $12 for these types of videos. 1,000 multiplied by 12 is going to be 12,000, but then that does not factor in YouTube's cut. So after you multiply that by 0.45, you're going to get about $5,400 left over after YouTube's cut. So if you're into these types of videos and you're thinking about creating them and you have some sort of knowledge or some sort of benefit that you can give people, think about making those types of videos. Usually the highest paying niches or highest paying videos on YouTube are really going to be educational videos and or videos that pertain on how to make money. And that usually makes sense because who doesn't want to make money, right? There's going to be a lot of people looking for that type of content. So YouTube's probably going to have a lot more people trying to advertise on those types of videos in order to be seen by all these viewers. That brings us into our fourth niche, which is educational videos. You might be thinking, hey, wait, aren't all of these topics that I just talked about before this educational? Yes, they are. But I'm solely talking about education in general. The educational platform and niche can expect anywhere from $9.89 per 1,000 views. So if you take 1,000 and multiply that, you get 9,890. Again, that's not factoring in YouTube's cut. So after we take YouTube's cut out, that leaves us with about $4,450. Again, that's still a large amount of money, even though it's number 4 on our list. Now, this might be any type of education. You could be educating the people on top 10 niches on YouTube. You could be educating people on the best ways to cook a steak. You might be educating people on certain things that might pertain. Again, it really varies on the type of educational videos. I know, for example, cooking education does a little worse than finance education. And there is a reason why, but that might be something to think about when you're starting your channel, is what type of niche do you want to hit? And if you are doing an educational type of channel, what type of education do you want to teach in order to reach the highest CPM that you can? Number 5 is going to be tech, cars, and gadget type of videos. The person that I can think of is Unbox Therapy. Unbox Therapy, as you know, gets a whole bunch of tech, whole bunch of cars, and a lot of people want to sponsor him. Now, on average, these type of videos can expect anywhere from $6 to 50 cents on average per 1,000 views. Now, I'm almost positive Unbox Therapy is going to get a way higher CPM than that, mostly because his audience is so huge. Not to mention his RPM is probably insane because all of these types of people who want to sponsor him just to get their product on his channel. Again, that's something you might want to think about, is certain types of channels like tech, cars, and gadgets, they might give you a free product or sponsor you to talk about their product just to have them on your channel. So again, on average, if we take the million view outline and we take the $6.50 per 1,000 views, that's going to be $6,500. Again, that doesn't factor in YouTube's cut. So let's say we take $6,500 and we multiply that by 0.45, that's going to give us $2,925. Again, that's really well for just a video that talks about tech, cars, or gadget. If you're really passionate about cars, tech, gadgets, anything that has to do with kind of technology, then go for it. There's still a lot of people that make videos like that, and there's still a lot of people who want to watch videos pertaining to this type of stuff. Now, the number 6 niche on this list is gonna be lifestyle. You might think of the first person that comes to mind to me is Casey Neistat. He does a lot of lifestyle type of vlog. Again, like the Unbox Therapy example, I'm sure his CPM is crazy out of this world, mostly because he's known as the godfather of vlogging. He has such a huge platform and such a huge following. I'm almost positive YouTube probably has a bigger or higher CPM for him. Vlogging or informational type videos, you can see anywhere from $3 to 47 cents per 1,000 views. Now you might be thinking that's nothing, but if we take the $1 million outline again, that's $3,407 per million views, which again is better than number 10 on our list. It's nowhere near number 1 on our list, but if you want to just create lifestyle videos, showcase your life, you want to do anything you want and make a video out of it without having to be contained within this box of just making tech, just making informational videos, that might be the niche for you. So if we take this outline of that, again, that $3,470 does not include YouTube's cut. So if we take the $3,470 and we multiply that by 0.45, that only leaves us with about $1,561. Now, if you're like Casey Neistat, for example, with time where he vlogged every single day and he did that for about 800 days, that's a lot of money. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna end up like Casey Neistat. I myself am nowhere near Casey Neistat. I'm not even monetized myself, but let's say you make 5 videos a month and you average about 1 million views a video and you're on this $3.47 CPM. After factoring in the cut from YouTube, you're gonna be making about, again, $1,500 a video. But if you make 5 videos a month, that's gonna be about $7,807 within that month. Now jumping into number 7, it's going to be fashion and try on type of channels. We've probably seen these types of videos where people do thrift store vlogs or thrift store hauls, or any types of videos where people try on clothes or try on brands. Those type of videos can see anywhere from a $3 to 13 cent CPM. Again, like all these other niches, it really depends on how big that creator is and what kind of content they're creating. Now, if we take the $1 million outline, that's going to be about $3,130 per million views. And if we factor in YouTube's cut, that's going to be about $1,408. Now again, these types of channels, they really have to be passion channels. Number 8 on this list is going to be beauty and makeup. These types of videos, they have a smaller CPM, but it's still something. That CPM that you're looking at can be a little around $3. But again, these types of channels usually have other types of income streams that are coming in. The ones that I can think of are, for example, James Charles or Jeffree Star. Those types of videos are solely makeup, but they have a whole different makeup line that they sell that with their name on it that adds to their RPM or revenue per milli that doesn't include just their advertisements alone. And I can guarantee you that those huge makeup channels and even smaller makeup channels, they're going to have a lot of makeup companies reaching out to them trying to get their product featured on their channel. So if we do the $1 million outline, again, that's going to be about $3,000 per million views. And if we take out YouTube's cut, that's going to be about $1,350. Again, that's solely just on CPM, what advertisers will pay for just 1,000 views on your video. Now, if we look at number 9 on this list, it's going to be cooking type of video. They can see an average of a CPM at $2.50. That's not a lot for these types of videos, especially because cooking types of videos, they're really long and extensive, and they have a lot of education in them. That's why it varies, again, on the type of creator and the type of content they make. We take the $1 million outline, that's going to be $2,500. And if we multiply that by 0.45 to get YouTube's cut, that's only going to leave them about $1,125 per million views. And the last one on this list might be a shock, but it's fitness and bodybuilding. Now, I honestly would think that this would be a higher paying niche, but this niche is only paying about $1.60 per 1,000 views. So if we take the $1 million outline, that's going to be $1,600. And if we multiply that by 0.45 to take out YouTube's cut, they're really only making $720 per million views. Just on ad revenue alone, they only get about $720 per million views. I will say though, if you've ever watched like a 6-minute ad video or something, it's gonna have multi-million views, mostly because people come back to that video to watch it again. And that watch time is probably gonna be pretty high because people are gonna wanna watch that video through the whole thing to do the workout with them. Again, to break it down one more time, the top 10 niches. Number 1 is going to be making money online with an average CPM of $13.52. The next niche, number 2, is going to be digital marketing with an average CPM of $12.52. Number 3 is going to be personal finance and investments. That's going to be about an average of $12 for the CPM. After that, number 4 is going to be educational videos with an average CPM of $9.89. After that, it's going to be kind of technology, tech, cars, and gadgets. That's going to have a $6.50 average CPM. Number 6 is going to be lifestyle. That's going to have an average of $6.50 CPM. 7 is going to be fashion and try-on type of videos. That's going to have an average of $3.13 CPM. Number 8 is beauty and fashion makeup. Again, that's going to have around a $3 CPM. Number 9 is going to be cooking. That's going to have an average CPM of $2.50. And the last but not least, number 10 is fitness and bodybuilding. That's only going to have about $1.50 for their CPM. Now, if you're thinking about making YouTube videos and you don't know what niche to do, I would recommend just trying a whole bunch out. See what you actually like doing. Nothing's worse than doing a niche just because it makes more money and then you get burnt out because you don't actually want to create content like that. There's many things that you can do from a smaller niche to create more streams of income to continue doing what you like doing. Again, I'm going to use the fitness example. These fitness videos, they only get about $1.60 per 1,000 views, but I'm almost positive that these creators are also advertising different types of things that they might sell themselves. Whether it be merchandise like clothing they sell, whether it be a cookbook they might sell on how to lose weight, whether it be a fitness program that tailors to their exact needs of what their viewer wants. Even though that their CPM average is only $1.60, they find other ways for them to create more value for their customers or for their viewers in order for them to be more engaged with their content, and also so they have more streams of income so they can continue pursuing YouTube as a career.